Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. Look, I know very little about AI. I know it stands for artificial intelligence. That's the sum total of my knowledge of how it works. I know what it is in principle. But I'm getting a bit sick of hearing about it, you know. I mean, yes, the technology is... I never, ever would have believed when I was a kid that I would ever live to see this type of technology. It's the internet alone. I mean, a mobile phone, which is essentially a high-tech computer in your hand. You know, if you predate the internet and you predate, you know, home computers and everything like that, it's astounding what now exists. But when it comes to AI, I'm getting a bit sick of hearing about it because people are constantly saying to me, or I'm reading things in different places, oh, you know, AI does this. I saw something on social media yesterday that said AI works out or breaks down the top 10 boxers of all time. And it was bullshit, you know, the bullshit list, you know. I mean, there were great fighters in there, but there was no mention of, you know, Sam Langford, and I think they had Harry Greb at number 8 or something when he should be top 3 at least. And, you know, and I know this is subjective, but it's subjective with human beings. With AI, it's done supposedly in a sort of completely objective way, but it doesn't allow for the nuances that make up boxing or anything in life. It's a clever tool, but when it comes to things like boxing, you know, you need the human touch. You need human beings can do things that, you know, that go beyond mere information, that go beyond factoids. They can work things out. They can, oh God, I despise this phrase, but they can think outside the box, all right? I hate that phrase, but you know what I'm getting at. They can see things imagine things that don't necessarily make any logic, rhyme or reason, and turn them into reality, which brings us back to the fact that human beings created you know, AI and all the technology that a lot of younger people take for granted. But I was interested to see, to read that there will be a 4th judge for the Fury versus Usyk rematch, or Usyk versus Fury if you prefer. And it's going to be an AI-powered judge. Now, the Turki Alalshikh announced this on his Twitter X Elon Musk thing. And he said, free from bias and human error, brought to you by The Ring. Okay, this groundbreaking experiment, which won't impact the official results, debuts during the biggest fight of the century, Usyk 2 Fury, on December the 21st. Don't miss history in the making. Well, I'm very skeptical of this because I'm not opposed to having it as an experiment, but that's all it is, an experiment. And again, you've got to, if you're going to program something to judge a boxing match, by definition, aren't you putting down a criteria for scoring a fight? Now, again, as I've said before many times in previous videos, I don't have a problem with people having varying criteria for scoring boxing matches. What I don't accept is that you can move the goalposts, that you can change that criteria as you go along. So if you're looking for someone who's a back foot boxer, lands a lot of jabs, a lot of crosses, the odd hook, but no real meat or power on those punches, they're just bang, 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 you know, it's work rate, output. If you prefer that to the guy who fires less punches but has good accuracy and lands harder punches, okay, fair enough. Or you can do it the other way around. But you don't then flip it on its head and do it for the next round and do it, you know, differently. You've got to bear in mind consistency is important. And then we have things such as ring generalship, which I've never ever been able to define. I never really know what that means. It's one of those things everyone goes, yeah, I know what that means. And then you say, define it then, and no one can. I think it talks about the subtleties and the nuances of controlling the fight. Someone like Terence Crawford is brilliant at this. Usyk, yeah, he's very, very good. But, you know, is technology capable of being able to understand what that is and looking at it objectively and thinking on its feet, so to speak, metaphorically speaking, of course. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think you need human beings to, for all their flaws, and my God, we know human beings have got many, many, many flaws. Nevertheless, the human touch, the humanity is what makes not just boxing, but sport enthralling. You know, the drama of it, the human drama of it. You know, boxers are, for all intents and purposes, modern day gladiators. They do an extremely dangerous thing in order to, you know, build legacies, make money, but also to you know, to entertain us. And which is why I think we should always respect them for it. To have a robotic way of scoring a fight, a robotic way of judging their courage, their intent, you know, everything that they do, the subtleties of what's going on in that ring. Can it work? Well, for all I know, technology could be far more advanced than even I realise. And for me, I mean, again, I'm not someone who grew up with all this technology. So to me, it is dazzling. It is, maybe if you're younger, you could take it for granted, which would be a mistake. But the flip side of that is that you're not intimidated by it. You know, you see little kids, you know, you give them 3-4 years old, you give them something electronic, they open it up, batteries in, they're playing their games, you know what I mean? The most electronic thing I had when I was a kid was a fucking pocket calculator. Oh, pocket calculators. I remember when they came out. You're like, isn't this cheating, doing maths with a calculator? There was that great debate raged on around about 1980, I think it was, if memory serves. But look, just a few thoughts. An AI judge for Usyk versus Fury, the rematch. An experiment, yeah, all right. I've got no problem with experimental ideas, of course not. I'm not a Luddite. I don't believe in destroying modern technology. Technology produces useful tools, but those tools should be at the behest of human beings, because we invented the fucking things. Do you know what I mean? We shouldn't be led by them. I mean, I know someone he's actually an autistic guy, and computers is his thing. He loves computers, and he's a very good programmer, and he understands things way, way beyond my comprehension. And he loves the whole AI thing. He actually uses AI to help him write his programs. But he has said to me, it's only a tool for you to use. You as a human being are the one that holds the reins and that guides the horse and carriage, so to speak. You know, it's just that the AI thing makes the ride so much easier and is very, very helpful. You know, and they have. I mean, there's technology now that there's databases that literally store everything that's ever been on the internet and can pick it out for you randomly. You know, or not randomly, but whenever you want it to. Yeah, technology's amazing, way beyond me. I'm just a, you know, bloke in my late 50s who is wowed by it all. But again, experiments for judging, we need them because, of course, there are so many bad cards. I mean, don't forget the last Usyk Fury fight was a split decision. God knows how. I thought Usyk won that fight. I don't think it was easy. I'm not one of those people that think, Usyk swept the first 6 rounds and, you know, Fury had a little good bit in the middle and then Usyk pulled out with a knockdown. No. I think it was competitive. I think it was a tough fight. Ask Usyk, he'll tell you that. So I definitely did give Fury rounds, but to give him the fight, no, definitely not. Definitely not, in my opinion. Would be interested to see if they got this AI judge to score the first Usyk Fury fight. But then probably if they scored it one way or the other, people would be saying, yeah, but, you know, it's after the fact and it depends on the, you know, they'd find some reason to piss about it. Anyway, what do you think of this AI judging? Let me know. Let me know what you think. Maybe you know more about AI than I do. Maybe you know more about internet IT technology than I do, which, to be honest with you, wouldn't be difficult at all. But let me know your opinions, comments below. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the like button as well, because we want to build the channel up. Much love to you. I'm looking forward to reading your comments on this. Educate me. Educate this old man in the pros and cons of artificial intelligence. By the way, there was plenty of artificial intelligence long before the internet, believe me.